Hello everybody, Russell Markham here from VectorVest. I've got something really great to show you today. Before we get going, please do refer to our financial services guide and you can check out all of our licensing arrangements there. In addition, please note, I can't give you personal advice, only general advice. I'm only licensed for, so please do speak to a financial professional for personal advice. Past performance, not a guarantee of future results. Forecasts and bank tests used or discussed in this presentation are intended as a guide only, and actual results may be affected by known or unknown risks and uncertainties and therefore may differ materially from the results ultimately achieved. Right, let's jump straight into VectorVest. Here I'm in VectorVest Australia, and here we are. If you click on the Viewers tab and on ETFs, you can then go and sort all of your ETFs by RT times CI. So you see what I've done there? To the date box, click on the sort there, and once you've clicked on that there, then you can go down and scroll down to select RT times CI and just leave everything else per default. Push an OK, and there we are. These are some of the hottest ETFs out there right now in Australia. And I've just graphed the first one here. Here's fuel. Look at fuel. So I've put on RT, I've put on CI. And you can see over here, the last time RT and CI both were above 1. There we are. What date was that? 14th of September. There we are. RT just going above 1. CI holding nice and steadily above 1. And look at that. It's off to the races. It's gone from $4.29 and hit a high price there of over $6.20 odd cents. So it's flying. You know, as the name implies, it's burning up. It's running hot. Fuel. Okay, so there we are. Look, CI breaks above 1 around about here. Technicals are under a bit of pressure. They fall. It regathers. And there we are. They both come into play again. Both above 1 here. And away it goes. So the question is, well, you know, what ETFs do I pick on? Well, running your ETF viewer by RT times CI certainly right now provides you some amazing trends right here at your fingertips each and every day. So right now I can look at this and say, well, you know what I've got here. I'll just clean it up a tad. What I've got here is brilliant. You know, I've got a powerful upward trending ETF. Yes, we're not in a confirmed up market, so ideally you want to overlay, of course, most importantly as we teach, market timing, all right, along with those rising ETFs. So ideally you want it. Now, if you're going to go against the trend, go against market timing, be warned, you're playing with fire. Okay, but it's just nice to see that the technicals along with the CI are both stacking up really, really well. So a few of you might be saying, well, okay, but you know, it's all very well, but if you were to go back on the 14th of September 2021 and run your your sort there, so change this back to the 14th of September 2021 and run the sort again by RT times CI, you're not going to find fuel. You know, it's all very well in hindsight. Yes, I hear you. But what would happen right now if I were to run as of, if I were to go back as of the 14th of September, I'd find the combination with the best RT and CI, which would not be fuel because, as we can see on that date there, RT was 1.09 and CI was 1.27. So they weren't sky high scores multiplied against each other. So of course there would be higher ones right now. So the question then is, well, how do I go back in time to have found an opportunity like this? And what I did there is I got to work and I said, well, okay, we've got this all-powerful Unisearch tool. Let's make it work for us. So remember the graph there, 14th September, that's where RT and CI both went in our favor for fuel. I've got Unisearch and I run a set of parameters. Can I bring up fuel? So first and foremost, there is fuel. It was being identified. All right, so that's good. So we've built a Unisearch that will find, you know, those ETFs where the CI score is nice and strong at least 1.2, where relative timing is a fairly low score, and what we're wanting is to make sure it's going to start coming up in value because as RT fires up, it tells us there's upward momentum. And along with a strong CI score, then you've got a very good chance, of course, then of that very good momentum continuing. How do you do it? You know, at what point would you employ this type of search? It's kind of like a bottom fishing type search, if you wish, for ETFs, because it's finding those strong, resilient type ETFs where the technicals have come off a bit. And as the market turns, then of course those ETFs are likely, as the market comes up, to follow suit with the market. So as you can probably guess by now, let's show you what we're looking for. We're looking for a rising market. So on our market timing indicator, so if you click on stocks market timing, this is where you get the VectorVest market timing indicator. And if I just pull this back a tad, and down here next to last close on the drop down, I'm going to put our most conservative of all of our timing signals. So if I put that timing signal on and then just zoom in the graph a bit, you can see some of the most recent confirmed signals as they took place. Let's come into one here just a couple of months back, 25 May of 2021. It was a very nice rally there in the market, the 25th of May. So coming back to our Unisearch there, let's change this to 25th of May. All right, 25th of May. Let's go back. There we are. 25 May. There it is. 25 May. And if I run the search, here they all are. And let's do this. Let's quick test, let's say, the top 10. All right, so you can see here, look at that. It picked that one, exploding up this one, and then the rest there were pretty flat. But it nailed finding some of these real upward exploding ETFs. All right, and you can run this across the other markets and you can get some pretty explosive breakout patterns being found. All right, so the idea being that, you know, you'd then jump in where RT and CI is above 1, and you would effectively then sell out when RT and CI, either one of those fell below 1. Okay, so it certainly helps us identify. So, you know, we're using market timing. Now, 25 May, right, so that was the confirmed up, and then you need to go back in time. So if you go back, here's 25 May, and then if you scroll along, you'll see where the confirmed down kicked in. All right, so on the quick dates here, I've got the confirmed down 20th of September. All right, so run it from 25 May to the confirmed down on 20 September. And there we are. So now we're really starting to use a market timing in our favor, and you're starting to really pick up some explosive stocks. Now, of course, your RT and your CI scores will start breaking down long before the confirmed down kicks in. So to simulate this a bit, if I was to go back just a tad, let's say a couple of weeks prior, all right, so I'll run it from 25 May to, let's say, the 2nd of September there, you can see, all right, so we're minimizing some of those breakdowns. Now, if I come in and graph this, right, let's just graph, let's say, the top couple here, all right, so 25 May of 2021. So here we are with our graph. Let's put on our confirmed signals, and we're going to pick on the 25 May. It was this date here, all right. So if you're in the ETF at that point in time there, all right, let's just turn all this off for now, all right, because that is where we are looking to get in. And as Unisearch has done all the work for us, there we are. RT just breaks above 1. CI is a very strong score at 1.52, so it's a very resilient score, despite it coming off a bit. All right, so there you jump in. Price is $16.67, and at that point there you see a big sell down in the technicals. You might consider tightening up your stop loss, but let's see, things chug on a bit. All right, and there it finally is. That breaking? No, it was bang on 1, and this was bang on 1, so it looks like here. All right, so just a tad further, there we are, your technicals break below 1. So at that point there, 1667, all right, 1667 is the exit, and you got in at 1667. So as it turned out, this didn't eventuate too much, but don't forget, you know, 1667, you could have easily taken out your profits at, say, $17, $18. So you've got to have a profit objective in mind. All right, let's move on to the next one here. All right, now this one here, same deal. That's the date, 25 May. Yes, just breaks above 1. It's nicely above 1, 1.06. CI holding nice and strong here, as you can see. That's a really good trend there. You can see it's really got a lot of momentum and it's solid, right? It's okay. It's coming off slightly at that point there, but it's a very solid CI scored 1.51. All right, let's do this. So we'll keep our confirmed signal there, and then just following along the rule sets here. So the technicals go up, 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 up. I'm looking for either one of these breaking below 1. All right, And here the technicals start breaking away. So in at 325, here's your confirmed down. So you might say, you know what, that's enough. I've seen enough to warrant me to be careful. It's a confirmed down. Well, there you go. So you got in at $3.25, and there could have been your exit there at 375. A very nice trade indeed. All right, let's go back. Next one. All right, so Robo here. All right, so we jump in here. $84.36. CI is nice and strong. And yeah, it rallies very nicely. It goes from $84.36. It goes all the way up here to $88. And then you see a big drop off here and it breaks below 1. So at that point there, that's when you would have sold out for a small loss. But I guess the idea being is, you know, identifying this momentum type play. All right, at that point there, you know, at what point do you take your profit? So you might want to have some rule sets to say, you know, I'm in for a quick profit. If it's up 5 or 8%, bang, I'm out. All right, you don't have to wait all the way until this whittles away and where RT or CI breaks below 1. Right, so you've got those opportunities. Now, from time to time, you're going to get an absolute stellar opportunity like this one here. All right, $28.90 in on the confirmed up, for example, and you can see the CI is nice and strong. Look at that, sitting at 1.44. Happy days, things are holding up well. Let's roll that forward a bit. All right, you can see, so you go from $28.90, go all the way up to here, $31, very nice indeed. So you've had a very nice run, and then you start to see a big drop off here. At that point there, that might be enough. You might say, right, that's it. You know, the technicals are under a lot of pressure. I'm out. All right, and away you go. You just keep looking at this exercise. So that's just one way that I've identified. Now, a few of you might be saying, and the last thing I'll leave you with here, and that is, all right, well, this Unisearch is incredibly useful, but what if I was to go back to viewers and look at ETF viewer, and per the date there, so the date we had 25 May 2021, let's do the same deal. So 25 May lining up, remember, with our market timing. So here we are, 25 May. And you may choose an earlier, more aggressive market timing date. I'm just being conservative here, right? So we sort them by RT times CI. And let's see what happens if I quick test the top 5 from 25 May. All right, and remember, we're just going to test it through, and you know, we're not going to stay in all the time, put it that way, right? So May, so remember, we're looking for that confirmed down. All right, so there is a confirmed down, 25 May to 20 September. All right, you run the test there, and you get a couple that pop, but you're getting a couple that are going against you. Now, of course, using the RT and the CI scores, you're not going to wait all the way until, you know, the very end. You might find that on average, you know, this is where you start kicking out. All right, so you can see a couple there really jumping out, 1 or 2 that go against you. Well, let's have a look at the individual shares, and then you be the judge. Which one works better for ETFs in Australia? That Unisearch or sorting by RT times CI, you know, per the ETF viewer. All right, so here is the one that jumped out, RT times CI. Look at this, incredibly good run here. It goes from $32, all right, and then here RT breaks down around about here, all right, 32.45. Now you're not going to give away all those profits because look, you're up at 36 at one stage, all right. So you just, you know, you've got to have a profit objective in mind, but that really nailed it in terms of upward momentum. And then, you know, when you see this, you know, here it gets very close to breaking below 1, you might say that's enough, I'm out, and you walk away with a bit of profit, about 7-8%, or you can wait all the way until it breaks. Okay, let's keep going. Next one along here, let's do this one, gear. Look at this, wow. All right, so gear 26, all right, using RT times CI, and then we're looking for a breakdown for either one of these, or the confirmed signal to warn us. This one here runs very nicely at $26.09. Goes all the way here. Here you see the RTs pretty much bang on 1 along with the confirmed down. You might say, that's it, I'm out. All right, here you're starting to see the decline taking place. So you might say around about here you get out. So a quick 26 to 28 uplift there, a $2 uplift. All right, next one across. Now, not all of them are going to work out, right? In this particular case, look, it starts off $15.69 and goes all the way up. Look at that. all the way up to $17, just shy of $18. Very nice, but it whipsaws overnight, and something obviously had happened there at that point there, and there you're out. So there's two different ways you can start to identify short-term opportunities with ETFs. The RT times CI using ETF Viewer, it's a great way. It's a great way to identify ETFs. And in Unisearch here, this is another great way where you're finding those strong, resilient CI ETFs where the RT is just starting to break above 1. Hope you got a lot out of it. Until next week, bye for now.